why I'm able to last so long, 14 season, and looking forward to playing anymore.
Brad?
Thank you. Rondo, how would you describe the way Dwight played tonight, and especially the fact that he didn't play a lot in the second round series? I think he played 15 total minutes. Tonight he played 16 against Denver.
Well, I've been telling him all last 2 weeks he's going to be our X factor this series, and I'm very happy that he got the opportunity to come out and play and display his talent and show how much we need him. Like I said, I told him it's a Houston series. Things don't go as edges away at times, but championship run, you need all 15 guys, and that's what we displayed tonight. Coach being able to go deep in the bench and use guys that we haven't even used last series. So it's a testament to the management. We're able to be flexible, go small, go big, and tonight, Dwight Howard especially, great for us.
All right, you guys can take it there.
You guys had problems with turnovers in the last series, and obviously Houston's very different defensive team. But what have you guys done in the last week to make sure the ball's secure? You guys know turnovers tonight. LeBron just had 3 to 12 assists. What have you guys done in the last week to work on ball security?
We just made an emphasis as far as taking care of the ball. Myself, LeBron, AD, we're going to obviously have the ball as much as possible, a lot more than anybody else in the game. So if us three combined can keep it under 10, I think we'll end up less than maybe 14, 15 a game, and that's what we need. Give ourselves a chance, put the ball in the glass, and play against the set defense.
All right, that's Rajon Rondo right there. One of the things I want to point out on Rajon Rondo, didn't play in the first round. First game against the Houston Rockets, remember he's had those back spasms. Coach even talked about they're trying to be smart with Rondo. Games 2, 3, and 4, I thought he was the difference maker of the series against the Rockets. I really, really did. Michael and I were going back and forth on this, but I thought without Rajon Rondo, that series is completely different. Then you come out in Game 1 against the Denver Nuggets, and he's incredibly impactful again. Just adds an element for the Los Angeles Lakers that we just haven't had. What I'm referring to there is you put so much pressure on LeBron James every single night to do everything, grab rebounds, get assists, certainly control the offense. At least there's still a flow when Rajon Rondo's in and LeBron James goes to the bench. And I point that out because how many lobs was he throwing, just perfect dimes to Anthony Davis, beautiful passes to Dwight Howard. That's Rajon Rondo. That's what he does. Completely unselfish basketball player, and certainly a player at this stage of his career where only one thing matters, and that's winning an NBA championship. All right, Lakers head coach Frank Vogel addressed the media as well. Lakers over the Denver Nuggets 126-114. Let's hear what head coach Frank Vogel thought of the Lakers' 12-point win.
Hey, Frank, after Denver scored 38 in that first quarter, what did you see defensively switch to start the second?
Not being happy with giving up 38 points in the first quarter. It was the biggest thing. These guys are extremely difficult to guard, and it's going to take some time for us to figure out all the coverages and be sharp with them. And we know the coverages, but sometimes it takes a little time to figure out a team. And I thought we did ratchet up our attention to detail, focus, physicality, effort in the second quarter. I challenged our guys to go have it be one of those games where we go, all right, we gave up a big first quarter. Okay, let's go 20-point quarter, 20-point quarter, 20-point quarter. And they responded to that. We were on a path for that before we, obviously the fourth quarter, we didn't play well enough. But they definitely picked up the focus and had a strong defensive night after the first.
Hey, Frank, after losing Game 1s in the last 2 series, you guys came out tonight really in a great rhythm. What did you do differently this time around to play so well from the get-go and throughout this game?
Not much. Our preparation was still very, very thorough, as it was in the first 2 series. Even though we didn't have success in that first game, we still bring in an enormous attention to detail to what we have to do to beat our opponent in these playoff rounds. And we manage the workload very similarly. But we just talked about pregame that even though we lost Game 1 and won the series the last couple of times, we need to get Game 1. That this is a very, very impressive team. we don't want to drop any games, and this was an important game for us.
Hey, Frank, it's Dave. The fact that you have 35-year-old LeBron, 34-year-old Rondo, 34-year-old Dwight, obviously with that comes the veteran experience, but also you have guys who obviously take care of their bodies. What is what's the commonality, the common thread you see from those guys in particular being able to perform still, being in the league this long?
Yeah, well, I think those guys, like you said it, they all take care of their bodies really well. Dwight in particular lost a lot of weight coming into this season, wanted to change his body because he's having back issues, and, all that work coming into this year has paid dividends. Rondo works extremely hard. Obviously, LeBron's work ethic is legendary with how he takes care of his body. And, their spirit is young. They continue to, really enjoy the game of basketball, really enjoy the process of preparing for an opponent, study a team, thinking things out, working on those things in practice, and it shows up on the court.
Frank, in the halftime on the broadcast, they showed you asking the guys, what is this team known for? And they all sort of spoke back to you and said second half comebacks. How much did you drill that into? Well, I guess you didn't have that many days to do it, but how much did you drill that into the guys that this is not a team that you can feel comfortable around?
Yeah, well, this is an opponent we all greatly respect, and save for the comebacks, we respect what they're capable of doing on both ends of the floor. But to see them go 3-1 back-to-back series, I don't think it's ever been done in the history of the NBA. Just shows that this is an historic type of resilient team, and we got to understand that both with a series lead 1-0 right now and wherever it goes, but also within games. Both I think all three of the games that they came back in the previous series, they had first half deficits that they overcame in the third quarter. So they're familiar there, they're confident there, and we got to make sure we keep the foot on the gas.
Allie?
Sure. Kyle?
Yeah, just Mike said yesterday that I'm sorry if this has already been asked, but said yesterday he didn't want this to be a track meet. How much of your game plan was just let's use our speed, let's use our physicality, let's make sure we get those elements going early to show our physical dominance?
Yeah, well, that's what I love about our team. We want to be the most physical team on the floor every time we take the floor, regardless of who we're playing. And we have a physical team. We got big, strong guys, but a lot of times teams with big, strong guys don't have the speed to match it. And we have the ability to do both. So we want to push the tempo. We want to play with great pace, attack. That's Laker basketball, playing fast break basketball, but doing it while exhibiting a great deal of physicality too. And I was happy with where that was at tonight. But this team, the Denver Nuggets team, they're physical and tough as well. They're big and strong, and they're mentally tough. And this is going to be a tough series.
All right, that's Lakers head coach Frank Vogel right there. By the way, I love this. I love that coach, even with this type of win, does nothing but compliment the Denver Nuggets, shows respect to the Denver Nuggets, talks about how this is a incredibly dangerous team. And by the way, that's how he should be approaching these games, but I'm sure that's a mindset he's making sure it tells Lakers team, do not let your foot off the gas. Lakers over the Denver Nuggets 126-114. When we come back, we'll hear from one of the greatest players of all time, LeBron James. And he had, I saw it on Twitter, a lot of interesting things to say, specifically about that MVP that Giannis Antetokounmpo got earlier today. So you don't want to miss this coming up. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710.
Hey, it's Keyshawn. You ready? LA's mega sports lineup.
Are you ready?
On LA's mega sports station. Start your day with me, Keyshawn, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Keyshawn, Jay Will, Zubin, and Travis Rogers. Here with you each weekday morning. Mike Greenberg, Greeny is back on your radio from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. At 11, you loved him for years on 710. Max is back. Max Kellerman for your lunch hour. And at 1 p.m., my guys Mason and Ireland are back in middays until 4 p.m. How about a little afternoon flavor with George SEDANO and LZ Granderson? SEDANO and LZ until 7. And the LA Sports Talk Now don't stop until 10 p.m. each weeknight. Scott Kaplan holds it down at night.
The all-new 710.
Don't get it twisted, homeboy. The best sports talk in LA on 710 ESPN.
On 710 ESPN.
With Pizza Hut, everyone ends up winning. And with the new Double It Box, you get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas in one box. So they can choose what they want, and you get the taste that you enjoy. Order the Double It Box for carryout or delivery at pizzahut.com. Prices, charges, and minimums vary. Delivery charge, not a tip.
All-time starting 5. Who you putting in that top 5?
All-time starting 5 for the Lakers. I'm going Magic at the 1. Jerry West at the 2, Kobe at the 3, myself at the 4, and Shaq at the 5. I mean, Shaq is so dominant, man. I mean, I love Kareem too, man. I can't even front on that, man. But Shaq's so dominant. It's, you know, we need a big because I'm playing the 4, so we need a big.
AD already put himself in the top 5.
Oh, AD put himself in the top 5. Well, he could take me out. Put AD in the top 5. Take me out, dude.
All-time Lakers 5. You're putting together a Lakers starting lineup. Who's in that top 5?
Ooh.
You go position by position.
Yeah. You got to go Magic at point. Kobe at 2. I'm going to go James Worthy at 3. We're going to put him at the 3. He can play 3. At the 4, that's tough. 4, we're just going to go size. Young Shaq at the 4 and Wilt at the 5.
No one's going to argue that.
Yeah. That's a tough lineup.
With Pizza Hut, everyone ends up winning. And with the new Double It Box, you get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas in one box. So they can choose what they want, and you get the taste that you enjoy. Order the Double It Box for carryout or delivery at pizzahut.com. Prices, charges, and minimums vary. Delivery charge, not a tip.
Hey, it's Keyshawn.
You ready?
LA's mega sports lineup.
Are you ready? On LA's mega sports station.
Start your day with me, Keyshawn, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Keyshawn, Jay Will, Zubin, and Travis Rogers. Here with you each weekday morning. Mike Greenberg, Greeny is back on your radio from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. At 11, you loved him for years on 710. Max is back. Max Kellerman for your lunch hour. And at 1 p.m., my guys Mason and Ireland are back in middays until 4 p.m. How about a little afternoon flavor with George SEDANO and LZ Granderson? SEDANO and LZ until 7. And the LA Sports Talk Now don't stop until 10 p.m. each weeknight. Scott Kaplan holds it down at night.
The all-new 710.
Don't get it twisted, homeboy. The best sports talk in LA on 710 ESPN.
On 710 ESPN.
Line. Try Pizza Hut's Double It Box. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, so they can choose what they want, and you get the taste you enjoy. Only at pizzahut.com.
Hi, this is Anthony Davis of your Los Angeles Lakers.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
It's time for Lakers Postgame with Sliwa.
Now, here's Allen Sliwa.
12-point win for the Los Angeles Lakers over Denver. Just a quick reminder, Sunday, Game 2. Western Conference Finals, Lakers and the Nuggets. Coverage beginning on 710 ESPN at 3 p.m. So Lakers will get a chance to go up 2-0. Certainly for the Lakers, this is a good start, but it's only a start. So we certainly don't want to get too excited. I want to take a quick phone call here. If you want to be a part of the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show, by the way, 877-710-ESPN. Mark calling in from L.A. What's going on, Mark?
Hey, what's up, Sliwa? I love the way the Lakers came out tonight. They've been coming out flat in these game ones, and you figure, Denver's had a couple coming off a grueling series, Game 7 series, and how they would come out, and Lakers really didn't let them get off after that first quarter. You're thinking, okay, Denver looks like they're fired up, but
sure.
The Lakers, I think the Lakers' size, athleticism, and length is just going to be too much in the series. As good as Joker and Murray are, I just don't think they can have anybody really who can contain our bigs there. So they're just going to be able to feast in this series. I just feel like Millsap is just too slow. Jokic is too unathletic, and really they don't have Plumlee really is not much of an offensive threat. So I think we're just going to be able to pound them inside, take them, attack them at will, and try to make them a two-man offense with Jokic and Murray, which I think the Lakers defense can be able to wear out in, because they don't have anybody else besides Porter who can really get going by himself, get his own offense going. So
good stuff, Mark.
It's going to be a short series.
No, well, good stuff, and I appreciate the call and your analysis there. Jokic, 21 points. He had 11 in the first quarter, only scored 10 points the rest of the game. Jamal Murray, 21 points. He had 15 at halftime, only scored 6 points in the second half. So I think you're onto something there. Listen, if somebody wants to try to explain to me how Denver, you just don't see this being, how does a Denver team grab 4 games against the Los Angeles Lakers? I know it's just one game, but I think you could tell when you get an opportunity to see, we saw this a little bit with Houston, we saw it a little bit with Portland. As the series started progressing, you're like, yeah, this team's got no shot. I'm not saying that about Denver through one game, but let's just say it's going to be an incredible, incredible challenge for the Denver Nuggets. LeBron James, in tonight's game, had 15 points, 12 assists, and 6 rebounds. About to play his post-game interview right here. Before I do, it was also announced earlier today, Giannis Antetokounmpo wins his second MVP award. I know this was addressed in his post-game presser. Only 16 votes out of 101 went to LeBron James. We'll get LBJ's thoughts.
We just try to follow the game plan, try not to foul and put teams on the free throw line because those are easy points. And then we just trust our game plan. We trust our, what we've been doing all throughout the course of this whole year. We have a lot of length out there with myself, AD, Dwight, KCP, and Danny at the start of that third quarter. And we were able to, get some deflections, get some turnovers, and get out and do what we do best on the break. But, just having that type of size and that athleticism helps us out tremendously.
I know you talked about using game one as a feel-out game. Was there anything even after the first quarter, LeBron, that you guys identified when things seemed to switch for you defensively starting in the second quarter?
Well, yeah, we knew the first quarter definitely wasn't Laker basketball, Laker defense. And, we just had some breakdowns. We had some breakdowns, but it took a quarter for us to kind of figure it out. Not saying that we fully figured them out because it's too early in the series to say that, but we started to get a better feel, started to get a better rhythm defensively. We started to get some stops in that second quarter and able to build that lead up going into halftime.
Hey, LeBron, it's Dave. We spoke about the MVP award with you back in March, and you said it's not something that's ever motivated you. Your true motivation is to try to be considered the best ever. But when you see the results come out tonight or today, knowing you've won it 4 times, but now you've come in second 4 times, what's that feeling like for you? And what did you think of the results?
Pissed me off. That's my true answer. It pissed me off because out of 101 votes, I got 16 first place votes. That's what pissed me off more than anything. Not saying that the winner wasn't deserving of the MVP, but that pissed me off. And I finished second a lot in my career, either from a championship and now 4 times as an MVP. Like I said, I never came into this league saying let me be an MVP or be a champion. I've always said I just want to get better and better every single day, and those things take care of itself. There's some things that's just out of my hand and some things you can't control. But it pissed me off.
Did you, when you saw did you surprise yourself by the reaction you had when you saw those results? Did you know that? I'm just wondering if you knew that you would have this strong of a reaction to seeing those numbers.
No.
Allie?
How good?
Ron, do you feel like the MVP criteria is something that rewards the most valuable player in the league?
I don't know. I'm not going to sit up here and talk about what the criteria should be or what it is.
it's changed over the years since I've gotten to the league. I know that. You know, it's just changed. It's changed a lot. You know, sometimes it's, you know, the best player on the best team. Sometimes it's the guy with the best season statistically. Sometimes it's changed over the course of my career. I mean, you don't know. You don't know, but you know, Giannis had a hell of a season. I can definitely say that.
Anyone else on the fence? Tanisha, do you have anybody on your end?
Yeah, just last two, LJ. We'll go Bill Orm.
Hey, LeBron. In the past, when you've had, call them slights or whatever, when you finished second in the past, did it bother you as much? And then the next question would be, how much of your strong reaction do you think has to do with the fact that you've done what you've done in year 17 at 35 with a new team? Does that factor into your kind of motion here?
I have no idea. I mean, I'm fine. Don't get it twisted. Like, I'm going back to my room. I'm perfectly fine. I mean, we're at 1-0 in the Western Conference Finals. I'm absolutely fine. So don't. Like, I was pissed off at the reaction earlier when I saw it. Absolutely great now. I'm going back to my room, drink some wine, and sleep very well tonight. So let's not get it twisted. I'm great. It's just the voting scale is a little weird to me sometimes. I mean, if you take 2012, if you just stick with me here, 2012, 2013, I had a chance to be Defensive Player of the Year and also MVP in the same season. And that year, Marc Gasol was rewarded Defensive Player of the Year. But he made second team all defense. Okay, so that doesn't make sense. It's like being the MVP of the league, but you make second team all NBA. That's when I really started to look at things a little bit kind of like differently. I was like, how does that even make any sense? It's like being rookie of the year, but you make second team all rookie. And then I looked at the most improved this year, and rightfully so, Brandon Ingram was amazing. And I thought he should have won it. But did you see the votes that Devontae Graham get? He averaged 4 points last year compared to 17 and a half. If that's not improving, what is? And it's just a weird thing sometimes that I don't know how much we are really watching the game of basketball, or are we just in the narration mode, the narrative.
Okay, last question, Bill Plaschke.
Yeah, LeBron, given all this team has been through and all you've had to lead them through this year, how would you compare this to your other MVP years, the years you've won MVP?
I don't even remember. I don't remember, actually. I don't know. I don't remember. To be completely honest. It'd be hard for me to answer that question. You got another one for me?
All right, that's LeBron James right there. Listen, you know what I walk away with? Listen to LeBron James talking about how getting 16 of 101 potential votes for MVP. And I don't have to sit here all day. I've said that he's the most valuable player. He's the best player in the world. Michael and I spent a lot of time doing that in the pregame show. I think it's absurd that LeBron is not voted as MVP. But to hear LeBron kind of voice his opinion on it, I think you got to like that if you're a Laker fan. Here's somebody now that is already so accomplished, but doesn't it feel like he's got a chip on his shoulder just listening to him right there? Doesn't it feel like LeBron James, who's trying to grab his fourth NBA championship, would be the opportunity as a three-time MVP, Finals MVP with three different teams, which has never been accomplished before? Some big-time stuff still left in front of the Los Angeles Lakers, so I'm sure AD's got some individual awards that he feels like, okay, well, how did I not get Defensive Player of the Year? LeBron, how did I not get MVP? But the only award that matters at the end is winning the NBA championship. LeBron actually just tweeted out 16 out of 101. Okay, cool. I got y'all. So that's LeBron James right there. Let's hear, when we come back, we're going to hear from who I would say was the best player on the floor tonight. No question, Anthony Davis was the best player on the floor tonight. 37 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. 12 of 15 free throws. Anthony Davis coming up next. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Keyshawn.
You ready?
LA's mega sports lineup.
Are you ready? On LA's mega sports station.
Start your day with me, Keyshawn, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Keyshawn, Jay Will, Zubin, and Travis Rogers. Here with you each weekday morning. Mike Greenberg, Greeny, is back on your radio from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. At 11, you loved him for years on 710. Max is back. Max Kellerman for your lunch hour. And at 1 p.m., my guys Mason and Ireland are back in middays until 4 p.m. How about a little afternoon flavor with George SEDANO and LZ Granderson? SEDANO and LZ until 7. And the LA Sports Talk Now don't stop until 10 p.m. each weeknight. Scott Kaplan holds it down at night.
The all-new 710.
Don't get it twisted, homeboy. The best sports talk in LA on 710 ESPN.
On 710 ESPN.
With Pizza Hut, everyone ends up winning. And with the new Double It Box, you get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas in one box. So they can choose what they want, and you get the taste that you enjoy. Order the Double It Box for carryout or delivery at pizzahut.com. Prices, charges, and minimums vary. Delivery charge, not a tip.
All-time Lakers starting 5. Who's in your starting 5?
Am I now a part of that roster now? I could be a part of that.
Do whatever you need to do.
Okay, I have Magic, Kobe at the 2, LJ at the 3. I'm at the 4. Got to go with the most dominant ever, Shaq at the 5.
That's a pretty good starting 5 right there. Pretty good.
Ooh, that's tough. I have Magic at the 1, Kobe at the 2, LeBron at the 3. Ooh, this is tough for the 4 and 5. All right, so I'm going to put Kareem at the 4. And I'm going to put Shaq at the 5. And I'll be the 6th man.
I like that. No one's beating that 5.
Nobody's beating that 6, you know.
That's 6. There you go.
We're going to get a ball to Shaq, let him go to work, get everybody in foul trouble. Then Kareem is going to skyhook everybody to death. Then Magic's going to push the break. Then Shaq will be a little bit tired from, scoring all those points and dunking on everybody. So we'll get him the sub. I'll be the 6th man.
There you go.
And now I'm coming in the game and I'm doing pick and rolls with Magic and LeBron. And then in the 4th quarter, we get a ball to Kobe and let him close the game out.
With Pizza Hut, everyone ends up winning. And with the new Double It Box, you get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas in one box. So they can choose what they want, and you get the taste that you enjoy. Order the Double It Box for carryout or delivery at pizzahut.com. Prices, charges, and minimums vary. Delivery charge, not a tip.
Hey, it's Keyshawn.
You ready?
LA's mega sports lineup.
Are you ready? On LA's mega sports station.
Start your day with me, Keyshawn, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Keyshawn, Jay Will, Zubin, and Travis Rogers. Here with you each weekday morning. Mike Greenberg, Greeny, is back on your radio from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. At 11, you loved him for years on 710. Max is back. Max Kellerman for your lunch hour. And at 1 p.m., my guys Mason and Ireland are back in middays until 4 p.m. How about a little afternoon flavor?
Try Pizza Hut's Double It Box. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas. So they can choose what they want, and you get the taste you enjoy. Only at pizzahut.com.
Hi, this is Anthony Davis of your Los Angeles Lakers.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
It's time for Lakers postgame with Sliwa.
Now, here's Allen Sliwa.
Game 2 for the Lakers, by the way, this Sunday. 3 p.m. will be the pregame show. 4:30 will be tip-off. Lakers a chance to go up 2 games to none. One thing, and I'm sure the Lakers, the coaching staff, the players, the veterans, guys like Rondo and LeBron and Jared Dudley and Dwight Howard, go down the list of all the vets that the Lakers have. Unbelievable, by the way, just to see how many players with so much experience the Lakers have. This is how you win NBA championships. But I'm sure this Lakers team and a lot of these players and the coaching staff will remind everybody that Don't sleep on the Nuggets. Don't think, okay, now you can kick back and relax. You got to keep your foot on the gas pedal. You have to. You can't for 1 second think that this series is over. This is going to be a walk in the park. I see all these messages that I'm getting on social media. Lakers are going to sweep. We could say that, but the players can't say that, and certainly they can't act like that. They got to go out there and just be professional, go to work, and try and get this series done. I'll tell you one thing. If Anthony Davis is putting up 37 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 12 of 21 from the field, 12 of 15 from the free throw line, doing it in just 33 minutes, handling Nikola Jokic, holding him to just 21 points, just 10 points through the final 3 quarters. Maybe this won't be much of a series, but you keep getting performances like that from AD, Lakers are on their way, and hopefully in the next week or so they'll be in the NBA Finals. Here's Anthony Davis on the Lakers' win over the Denver Nuggets in Game 1.
He deserves it. I mean, what he's been able to do for our team, things he's been doing individually on a consistent basis, night in, night out. It's not even a question, who deserves it. Year 17, doing what he's doing. I'm pretty sure he said everything that I was going to say, but he, like he said, I think it's just, what people, the narrative people is given. You kind of, they kind of choose the MVP before the season even starts, and what he's been able to do for us this year, in the playoffs and regular season. I think if you take him off our team, and we have had games where he didn't play, since we're playing Denver now, when we played Denver, in LA, they beat us by 30. So, I mean, you take him off our team, the things, and the value he brings to our team, that's what it is, most valuable player. And I think he's, very valuable to our team. And if you take him off our team, we definitely take a hit.
And then just switching to tonight's game, what did you think was the key with you guys figuring something out defensively? You held Denver to 20 in the second quarter, I think 21 in the third, or maybe those were vice versa. What did you guys figure out after their big first quarter?
We just had to lock in defensively. We knew that Jamal and Jokic are going to come out on fire, come out trying to score. And we just had to make sure that we trying to contain them. I mean, we had times they did score. They made some good shots, but our coverages was kind of messed up. So we tried to get back to our coverages and do it the right way. And when we did, we got stopped. So just coming out and especially giving up a 38-point first quarter, that's not our defense. And coach challenged us to get better on defense in the second and third and fourth quarter, and be able to lock in and get stops.
Anthony, it's Dave. When things like this happen, anything a perceived slight towards LeBron, do you ever see that affect his play or change his focus for the better, or it manifests itself in any way where it helps his performance and helps your team?
The MVP thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he locks in. I mean, he goes into a different mode. I mean, he's already in that mode, regardless, because we're trying to win a ring. But and I know he'd rather, win a ring than win than the MVP award. But it definitely, sparks him. And like he got a chip on his shoulder, like he got something to prove. I mean, so we see it, and he knows it, and the team knows it, and we know that if he's going to show it.
Allen?
Calvin?
I'm going to ask a non-MVP question. You guys were up double digits for a lot of the games. Obviously, you always want to build that and keep that. And Denver and how they played these playoffs, does it feel different? Is there more of an urgency to making sure you guys put the lead?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, no lead is safe with this team, in the game or in the series. I mean, they've proven that they're, a second half team, where they come out and just basically destroy teams in the second half and prove that even if they're down the series, they're not going to fight. Their team is going to be resilient and keep fighting no matter what the score is, what the situation is. So, like I said, we haven't done anything special from our group. We know the type of team they are, and it just puts the emphasis on our focus. When we do have to lead, knowing that Jamal can get hot, Yoke can get hot. They pick and roll game can get going. The other guys start making shots. So, when we have a lead, we have to lock in even more.
Jeff?
Anthony, what did you see from Dwight tonight?
Big minutes. Played extremely well. He was physical with Jokic. Made his free throws. He was great in the pick and roll game. He's talking on defense. And it just speaks volumes of who he is as a person and as a player. I mean, not to play, in our last series against Houston, and then come out, and be ready to play in the Western Conference Finals. I mean, it's speaks volumes of who he is and our team. Guys stay ready. Guys, prepare and put in the work. So when their time is called, they are ready. And he came in and played huge minutes for us tonight and helped us get the win.
All right, Tanisha, do you have any on your end?
Yep, last two questions. We'll go Melissa Rowland.
Hey, D, two questions for you. One, do you think there's a fatigue factor in terms of when a guy is so good for so long, he can be overlooked in a sense? And then I also wanted to ask you if you think that there's a more fair way for the voting to be done.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say he's overlooked. I mean, he's the best player in the league. I mean, every headline is about LeBron James, and everybody talks about what he's done. I mean, but if you look at this year, what he was able to accomplish, regular season and playoffs, it was, for me, it was clear cut that he was MVP. And I'm not sure how they can do the voting. I mean, I think we can get the players more involved for sure. I mean, we are actually the ones who's out there playing against these guys. And, if you look around the league, a lot of players, say Braun should be MVP. These guys go up against him night in, night out, and see what he brings to the table and what his value is to our team. So, I think the players for sure should get involved in all the votes.
All right, that's Anthony Davis right there doing something that I'm not surprised about at all. Not just talking that, having the back of LeBron James, but you could tell he's genuine about it, and that's just part of the conversation with MVP. We'll put a ball in this MVP chat because I know this is going to end here when it comes to that conversation as the postseason progresses. Go out there and win an NBA championship, and who cares about that MVP? And I feel like this Lakers team, they all got a chip on their shoulder, and they'll probably try to do something special for their leader, and we'll see what happens. I will say Game 2, just a quick reminder, coming up on Sunday, 3 p.m. is going to be the pregame show, and then tip-off's going to be at 4:30. Expect a different Denver Nuggets team. What I mean by that is they'll be desperate, they'll be hungry, they're going to, obviously give the Lakers probably their best shot. So what we saw tonight from the Lakers, 126-114, the final score, expect a different type of performance from the Denver Nuggets. As for Game 1, Lakers take control, certainly get off to a good start. We greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. This has been the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Thank you for listening to Lakers basketball tonight. The Purple and Gold playoff shutdown continues.
Lakers basketball on ESPN LA is sponsored by Sincoro Tequila, official sponsor of the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers basketball. Lakers basketball.
Brought to you by Jiffy Lube. For even more savings, check out jiffylubesocial.com. Brought to you by Mobile Wash. Need a car wash? Download Mobile Wash and have one of our professionals bring the car wash to you in minutes.